Hello and welcome back to the channel. So today I've put together a selection of books for beginners looking to get into investing. The progression is from the least financy book, in my opinion, to the most. I've included all the books in the description below, so now I have to admit that the books I'm recommending today do have a tilt to being more value investing oriented books. There are a lot of other approaches, such as investing using the magic formula investing approach, which is written by Joel Greenblatt, or the acquires multiple. I haven't included these books in this particular list. Also, you may be wondering why I have this book here away from the rest of the pile. I'll get back to this book later since it's a bit different from the rest. Okay, getting back to the value investing. The first book that I have here is 100 Baggers by Christopher Meyer. This is a very easy to read, interesting book that'll keep you engaged if you even got a remote inclination to doing well as an investor. There are a lot of great examples given in the book of stocks that have returned 100 to 1. That means for every $1 invested, you get $100 back. For every $10,000 invested, you get $1 million back. With this book, you get a framework of what to look for if you're trying to find 100 bagger stocks. The book does keep the reader engaged. I think I finished this book in probably like a day or so, just because it was something that was so interesting. So that's the first book, 100 Baggers, Christopher Meyer. The second book that I want to get into is The Dundo Investor, which is written by value investor Monish Pabrai. For those familiar with Pabrai, you've probably already read the book. I don't have this book with me right now since I had lent it to someone back in December and haven't been able to get it back since, basically due to the lockdown and stay at home. It's a very easy to read book that does keep the reader engaged. Pabrai teaches how to think like an owner. He gets into the details about how to calculate the intrinsic value of a business. It's the same interesting stuff that you would find in 100 Baggers, but just a bit more financy. Monish Pabrai also actually has his own YouTube channel. On the channel, he puts up lectures and talks that he's given at various universities. Now, maybe I'm a bit biased here, but every single minute of those lectures is just filled with wisdom. It's definitely worth watching more than once, if you're again remotely even interested in value investing, even though each of the lectures is around 1 to 2 hours long. So now the third book here is Warren Buffett and the Interpretation of Financial Statements. This book is a great introduction into fundamentals, what to really look for in the financial statements when you're starting out, how to analyze whether a company really has a moat or is it something that's just a temporary advantage. With this book, it's a good idea to pick up a company you're interested in and actually apply the knowledge. Back when I was reading this book for the first time, I went through the magic formula investing stocks, the 50 or so stocks that are there, and then I selected stocks with a market cap of below 500 million, and I just started analyzing each one of them. And that really did teach me a lot about how to think about and analyze the durability of the moat of a business. So yeah, that's the third book, Warren Buffett and the Interpretation of Financial Statements. The fourth book that I have here is Modern Value Investing by Sven Carlin. If that name does sound familiar, then good job, because Dr. Carlin has a PhD and also a channel on YouTube. He's got the heart of a teacher and the mind of a long-term value investor. His book provides a fantastic framework on how value investing works. He even goes into specific details by analyzing examples, because understanding businesses is at the core of value investing. Beyond the book, being a subscriber to his channel and his research platform will teach you a lot about practical, real investing. It's taught me more than I ever learned at school or while doing the CFA. The best part is how transparent he is when it comes to investing. He shows his entire portfolio on the research platform, so you can actually understand practically how to position, based on the expected return and the potential risk from a value perspective. Highly recommend you to subscribe to his channel if you haven't already and just learn from a great value investor. So yeah, fourth book, Modern Value Investing. So the fifth book that I have is for you to refine your own investment process. Here is the book. It's titled The Investment Checklist, and it's by Michael Shane. And the book goes into details about everything to consider prior to investing in a company. I'm actually considering making an entire video series related to this book specifically, breaking down each section of the book. Let me know if that's a video series you would be interested in. And the knowledge in this book really helps you, structure your investing. If a business that you are interested in checks all the boxes on your investing checklist, then you should go ahead with it. If there is anything pending to be checked out of your investing checklist, then it would be a good idea to dig up the information and clear that out. The best part about the checklist is that it's dynamic. It will change as you analyze more and more businesses. You will come across points that are relevant that you may want to add to your checklist, or points you may want to remove since maybe they aren't as important as you previously thought. So yeah, that's the fifth book, The Investment Checklist. So now here's the final book that I wanted to go over. This is the holy book of value investing, essentially. It's security analysis. Read through it like the holy book, Make sure you take your time and understand what's said. It's good to keep referring to different sections within the book from time to time. So yeah, this is the 6th edition of Security Analysis by Graham and Dodd. And yeah, this is something you can always go over. Now, there's a reason that I actually have a bit of a tilt towards value investing when recommending these books. It's because value investing is a timeless principle. So what you learn from history in these books may materialize in a different yet similar way in the future. So it's a good framework to work off of. Now back to this book, which is titled How to Make Money in Stocks. It's written by William O'Neill. Now, don't get thrown off by the overly gimmicky title of the book. The book actually gives you the exact parameters that you could use to develop a trading strategy which actually works. In trading, it's impossible to have a strategy that vastly outperforms the market consistently unless you're someone who's like a mathematical genius like maybe Jim Simons or something. So the reason I like this book is that it teaches good risk management, which is the most important factor about trading. It teaches the importance of staying in cash and waiting for the best opportunities when trading. You can't really control what returns you can get, but you can always limit your downside when trading with good risk management. And this book really reinforces those concepts. So yeah, one trading book and the rest are all value investing. And as I mentioned earlier, all the books that I mentioned are in the description with links below if you want to buy them. And do let me know in the comments if you've read any of these books mentioned, or if there are other books that you feel would be better suited to this list. Also, do hit like, hit subscribe, because that always helps out the channel. And thank you for watching.